Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all are feeling amazing and doing amazing and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's all right, my friend. Bedtimes don't last forever because after every storm there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to that beautiful rainbow. Okay? So, hey y'all. Happy March. I'm glad that you guys have made it to this beautiful month. This month is filled with a lot of amazing things. First, we're going to start off by appreciating Women's History Month, as well as adding my favorite part of the month that because it just glorifies me and my peers. Social work month. Last year, I want to say I talked about it once, like fully talked about it. And then I think I found out about it when I entered the social work program at my school. I never thought that they honored social workers and stuff like that. I was like, oh, they actually do care. But yeah, so shout out to all the social workers out there, the future social workers, and the process of it, or our social workers now. Shout out to y'all because it is a journey. It is a very, 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 very long journey. I'm not going to say hard, but we have our moments. But it's a journey on everything that you do. But this journey is one of the amazing journeys so far that I could say personally, because as someone who is currently in the process of being a social worker and getting her BSW and things like that, it's a process within getting your degree and then going for the master's to get the license and so on and so on. So shout out to all the current students that are in their master's program, bachelor's program, preparing to get in the school of social work. You know, they're taking the prereqs, everything. And most of all, the social workers that we have now that have that LCSW with that C, LMS, it's LMSW, and so on and so on. Shout out to all of y'all. And also shout out to all the women that have been a part of history. And right now, like, we're also a part of history. So all the beautiful women out there, happy Women's History Month to you. Happy Social Work Month, as well as happy National Disability, I believe, awareness month as well. So March is filled with a lot of rich things, y'all. I never knew that it was like so popular and people are really taking advantage of it. So it makes me feel like, okay, I feel a little important because you never know like what things are so, how can I put it? Like how things that you are going through or pursuing, people are really taking initiative, and there is something that people are honoring. So like, it shocked me. Like, I always knew March was dedicated to women because on March the 8th, that is International Women's Day. So I was like, hey, I know that, but Social Workers Month is every third Tuesday. They honor it as Social Workers Day, but they still honor social workers through the whole month, as well as honoring women. And same thing for disability awareness. I don't know the day, but I know if they celebrate that as well through the whole month. So that's a lot of little history for y'all. So the main topics that that I will be discussing is women's history and of course social work. So before we get into everything, first and foremost, I want to say thank you all so very much for taking the time out of your busy day to even listen to me. Like, it takes a lot out of a person that has a busy schedule and, just, we have lives. Like, we're human. Like, sometimes it's hard for us to catch up on things and to invest in things that we want to really, really do. Because sometimes things happen. It's like, things hit us in the worst way. Sometimes at times that we cannot control. And sometimes it may take a turn on us in a good way. So at the end of the day, y'all, I appreciate y'all for listening or watching me, because I see y'all. Like, I really, really see y'all. The numbers really be up. Sometimes we have our down days, but so far I've seen some up. We have some downs, but whatever the case may be, I still appreciate y'all. That's why I say whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, because sometimes you might not listen when it drop. You might listen later in the day, or you might be somewhere else and you listen and it's like, okay, it's the afternoon over here, or it's the morning over here, or it's whatever. That's why I say what I say. But as always, I thank you guys so very much for taking the time out today. I appreciate it a lot. Like, it really warms my heart that people really can listen. And like, from the comments, the sharing, the liking, the messages, things like that. Now you guys can email me as well. So it's like, I love the feedback. I love everything that y'all do. And hopefully soon, soon, I will be doing lives on Instagram, on the Instagram page. Hopefully, because y'all, I'm not a person that really like to go on live. Even with my main page, I don't like going on live. You have to give me a good reason to go on live. Just going on live just because it's like, oh, nah. But this is for a good cause. So I want to mingle with y'all a little bit more and things like that. So yeah, so check out for the live. I will be putting the OCB podcast page information in the description. And yeah. So as always, I thank you guys so much. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you stay for a good time and don't leave me because we here for a good time in a long time, okay? And for the OGs here, I appreciate y'all so very much from day one, 3 months, 3 months in. We came with 3 months in, 6 months, 9 months, a year, whatever. All that. Thank you so very much because it's, even though we cannot see y'all, the numbers speak for itself. So I appreciate y'all so very much for that. Like, I really, really do. Okay? So, without further ado, guys, to introduce the month of March, impacting Women's Month as well as Social Work Month. Today, well, Women's History Month. Today, the topic is surrounding women, but also back to the month of February with the empowerment part. So this includes every woman. So all the dudes out there that's listening to, I appreciate y'all too, because y'all month is in June. So I noticed that too, like men's, I think it's mental health is in June, or is awareness. I don't know, y'all gotta make sure, but June is dedicated to men as well as I believe November. So y'all got 2 months. All right. So without further ado, guys, I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy hearing my voice. Turn me up on your speakers, laptops, Mac, whatever you got, MacBooks, PCs. I see a lot of PCs be listening. So shout out to all the PC listeners. So yeah, your laptops, your phones, your speakers, your Beats, your AirPods. What's this? Skull candies. What's another one? Another one. I can't think of it, but turn me up because today's vibe of the day is always something special. And cheers to the first Wednesday of the month. Okay? So today's vibe of the day is the role of community in women's empowerment. Like I mentioned, by this month being Women's History Month, I want to dive deep into things that impacts women from all over. And empowerment is one of the biggest things that I feel as though that impacts with women history as well as community. Having a community of women surrounded with each other, by each other's side, things like that, impacts a lot because you never know who can empower who. It don't matter what you identify as, the color of your skin, all that stuff. Just being able to build a foundation, a community with women from all over, from all different ages to create empowerment is one of the biggest things ever. And I live for because we need it. Like, we all need to stick together. I'm big on the term, don't tear another woman down because we all go through things. It might not happen right now, but we all been through something. Like, if you might have been something I've been through 2-3 years ago, I understand. I can help you, or we're going through things together. So I'm real big on women empowerment, lifting up each other, because why tear another person down? We all go through things that we cannot control. Same thing for men too. They go through things they can't control. That's why brotherhoods are very important as well as sisterhoods. But today we're focusing on all the women. So shout out to the men as well, because brotherhood is very important, and having that community where y'all have that foundation of empowering each other, as well as letting each other know, like, I got your back. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, and things like that. So same thing for women when it comes to us having a community within empowering each other is needed. Whatever it is, when we going through depression, if it's mental, physically, spiritual, wellness, whatever we're going through in our life, that's where the community come in, and we empower each other for the better. Okay? So as always, if you're new here, I start off the vibe of the day with the definition, and then I go into the 5 W's, and then we have a quote at the end, and then I talk about, add a little sauce onto it too. I write down my stuff, I do my research. So if you see me looking at the iPads, because like most of it I write down, and then some is like off the dome. So just give me all a heads up about that. So the definition Impacting today's vibe of the day is the role of community in women empowerment involves fostering environments where women feel supported, valued, and capable of reaching their full potential. That's very important. Having those key things is very important because that helps build an empire, a community that helps women empower each other and things of that nature. Value is very important. Support is needed, and having the full potential of reaching out and reaching to their full potential of whatever they might be going on or what they want to be. A strong community offers women access to resources, mentorship, and stability, which are all crucial for overcoming challenges. Communities play a key role in providing emotional and practice support, enabling women to thrive in their personal and professional lives. So y'all want to laugh at me, and it was crazy because at my age now I understand how the movie Waiting to Exhale goes. And I always said that I want a friendship like Waiting to Exhale because they all went through things, but they all was there with each other. Like they had a little judgmental, hee hee ha ha moments, but they still stuck there for their friend through thick and thin, everything like that. So I love watching that movie. Like as I get older and I understand what's going on, like through all four aspects of the world, like being a woman, sometimes career woman and mom and wannabe and moms and career. I see it now, even though I'm not a mom, but I see how it is because I know some women that's dealing with this, and some of them are going to school. So shout out to all the mothers that's going to school and being a mom at the same time and still trying to live your life because it's hard, and still having a career at the same time, because you have to put food on the table and have money in your pocket as well. So shout out to y'all too because it's hard. It's very hard. But I like how y'all come together and make sure that y'all get everything done. And that's where community falls into place. Having that strong support system of women, whether it's your family, friends, or people that you met and y'all starting to be friends, to start a foundation, sisterhood, or whatever, it's very important to have those. I'm a part of one, and I've learned a lot. I learned a lot about how you can meet someone, you just communicate and texting, and then outside of text messages, the vibe is still there. I'm about that. So sisterhood is very important. Having those women groups, whatever the case may be, just building that foundation of community empowerment and having those elements that can help everyone is very important and key, especially for women of all ages and all different backgrounds. So the first question we have is, who has played a significant role in empowering women's communities and what impacts have they made? So this is just giving a little background of like maybe a few women or maybe women in general that have made an impact into your life or life itself and things like that. So the empowerment of women within the community has been factored by several women leaders, activists, and their support. So the work of like Maya Angelou plays a big role, I say, within women as a whole, because the way she advocated for so much, her poetry spoke for herself, and just putting herself on the forefront on things is like, wow, how can you do that? Because I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it took me a minute to even do what I'm doing. I hated public speaking. Like I hate it. Like let me just get even like within when you in school and they have the plays, I'd be like, just give me a little 2 sentences part and I'm good. And they always give me the big ones. And I used to be like, this is embarrassing. But like I said, as her being a woman that have stood up for a lot of things, she has shaped in roles. Like she has shaped in the discussions about gender, race, and equality, inspiring movements that lifted up women. Education, mentors, social workers, and entrepreneurs also play a crucial role in promoting the empowerment of women at the local level. Creating opportunities for growth and success through these individuals help break social barriers, society barriers, social barriers, all those barriers. So one person that I really love that really fought a lot within like just putting herself on the forefront to me was Maya Angelou. I had a teacher and he said Maya Angelou who? I was like, every time we correct him, he couldn't really pronounce it. So I understand why he's saying Angelou and not Angelo, but it's okay. But he got the first part right. But yes, y'all, when it comes to who plays a significant role in empowering women, everyone does. Your friends and family, your close female relatives that you claim, your mom, your sister, grandmas, aunties, cousins, god sisters, godmothers, whoever you consider to be a part of your reasons. If you're new here, reasons are the term I use for a support system. Whoever you look into within your support system, as well as your best friends, whatever. Also, too, in the world, you have educators, mentors, social workers, counselors, psychologists, activists, even social media influencers can really help you out. Because having that stability to build a community, like I mentioned, with the women from all different backgrounds that's willing to help you within anything that you're going through, regardless of how big or small it is, that is very, very important. And having that community and having the chance to empower other women and them empowering you as well is something that is needed. Like, when I first joined the sister group that I'm in now, I was terrified. The reason why, because I just, sometimes a lot of us don't have a lot of female friends. I feel like I don't have a lot of female friends until now. But at first I was like, dang, I have a lot of male friends versus then I have a lot of female friends. And it's because, sometimes we all go through things in life, but it's okay. We live and we learn. And then sometimes, sometimes other females be scared to talk to other females. Trust me, I get it. I understand. Because sometimes you be like, I don't know what to say. But, once you, like I say, I'm big on don't judge a book by its cover. If you don't take the chance to, read and explore that book, you gotta know, you gotta get a little information before you can just judge, and if you don't like it, put that book back up. But I like to give people a chance, because you never know what's going on, and you never know who you empower and who may empower you. Like, for me, y'all, with social media, like, that was a big thing when I created Vibing with E. Like, I was not big on social media, and if I was, I would post little crazy, I wouldn't say crazy stuff, it's like little stuff just because. But now that Vibing with E has its own page, I'm more on that page versus my main page. And a lot of females I met on social media so far really be talking about, they talk about my vibe because of Vibing with E. And I be like, wow. You will be shocked who is watching you, as well as like who really, really, really likes what you do, as well as who you inspire and who you really just cave the way for. And I always be like, my favorite saying is, if I can't help a lot of people, long as I help someone. Because I understand how it is when you go through things in life and you're just like, dang, it's like a class. Most of the class might understand and some of the class might not. But long as they were there, it might take them a few times. Long as everybody understands, that's all that matters. Even though if I cannot help everyone out at once, long as I help someone, for me, that's just right now. But, I still believe, it takes time. It takes time for everything. Because sometimes for me too, sometimes it gotta take 1 to 2, 3 times for me to prosper, even with people. Like, I gotta talk to you for a good amount of time for me to be like, okay, let's get it started. Let's, girls' day and all that stuff. So don't be afraid, y'all, to make new friends, no matter how old they are. All my friends are older than me. All my female friends are older than me. And like all the female relatives in my life, they're older than me, and I have a very good relationship with them. So age doesn't matter, but for me, by me being young, I love being around older women, because just hearing them and then helping me out with things, I'm even helping them. So just being able to empower each other, we have to do it. Like, us women have to do it, especially for the younger generation. We have to show an example, because they're next in line. We want to make sure that we're giving them a good demonstration on how it is to be nice to each other, because it's not going to hurt you. Okay. So the next question that we have is, what are the key elements that make a community effective at supporting women's growth and success? So for me, one thing I'm big on is trust and communication. In order for things to go smoothly, we have to trust each other. I have to feel that I can trust you. And that comes over time. Like when you build the relationship, you build the bond and see how the vibe go. That's when trust comes. And also communication. I understand at times that we all have lives. We do. You know, in the beginning when you meet someone, y'all talk to each other every day. But at sometimes the communication may slow down. And that's okay because we all have lives. We all have lives and things happen. However, within communication, for me, even I tell my students this, you know, be full honest with me and be comfortable with it. You know, don't if something's bothering you, let me know. I don't want you to, you know, beat around the bush because I know how that is, to beat around the bush and then have a person wondering, thinking like, oh my gosh, what happened? So within communication, I say, if you want to communicate, like within communicating, just be honest. You know, if you're having a bad day, let me know. I'm not going to be upset. And I'm going to tell you, you know, I hope you feel better. I'm here for you. Whatever you want me to do, I'm here. I'm going to check up on you on this day. But as right now, I'm going to give you a time. But I'm going to let you know I'm going to check up on you. So that's just for me. Trust is a really big thing. Like, because another thing, too, I noticed, too, within building a lot of friendships, even with males, trust is a big thing for me. We have to have trust as we go on, you know, like building the bonds. Like, and if the bond go good, so I'm like, dang, I can trust him. I can trust her because of X, Y, and Z. But on my notes, I have trust. It's the first one. Diversity and accessibility. They are the foundations of a community that supports women's growth. Resources such as education, healthcare, and job training are also important elements, as are mentorships opportunities, as well as fostering an environment of emotional support that engages and lifts one another, helps women feel empowered. Finally, leadership opportunities give women the opportunity to showcase their talents, build confidence, and inspire others. So, one thing I want to talk about that really stuck out to me because it's needed, emotional support. Emotional support. As someone that is real big on wellness and education, it's crazy that I just realized, okay, I did mention that. Wellness is a big one because us women, we go through a lot. And sometimes all we need and want, mainly need, is support. Having that support when it comes to having that trust and having diversity and accessibility and good vibes and things like that is needed. It's so needed. Like I said too, within my sister group, the sister group that I'm a part of, it took me a minute to digest and be like, I'm really in a sister group. Like I want this. I've been wanting this, but I'm like, I'm really in this. And y'all, the crazy thing is, like I said, I love having older friends because, like, all my life, all my friends been older than me. Even when I was in elementary school, like, they'd be like a year or two older than me. And I'd be like, dang. But it's like, you know, we learn from each other and we learn from them. And like, when I went to high school, when I transferred from one school to the next one, I was like, I had a lot of upperclassmen friends because we were in class together and also their vibe was there. We built friendships and I looked at them like my big sisters. Until this day, I still look at them as my big sisters, regardless if we do or do not talk to each other, you know. And I just love being around older women because I like hearing their stories and I like seeing their drive. And also I like how they're there for each other when it comes to emotional support. Going back to Waiting to Exhale. If y'all haven't watched that movie, please go watch that movie. Like, when they had their moments, like when they had, you know, moments in life and stuff, had situations, their friends told them how it is. And sometimes having that community of women, that sisterhood of having that understanding, like, okay, I'm having a bad day, and, you know, I'm all about, you know, be honest with me. Be raw and uncut with me. Like how I'm raw and uncut on here. Be raw and uncut to me because sometimes we need to hear these things. Like sometimes I'm that type of friend, like my friends be like, oh, you're the mother type. Like you always, we go out, you got all these wet wipes and Clorox, pens, tissues, sanitizer, lotion. Like I come prepared. Like you'll be surprised. Like I have a small purse on and they be like, how did you get all that? And like, don't worry about it. So at times, like they be like, you're such a motherly friend. And that's why we come to you about things. But sometimes you got to give them something called tough love. And I grew up learning about that because I grew up around boys until when I was only child for a little while. I grew up around a lot of boys. And then when my brother came and then my sister, our uncles and stuff was there. So it was like, we grew up on that type of like tough love. But don't get me wrong. I ain't going to get it let's not get it twisted. I still grew up in a household that was very loving, caring, supporting, and still do. But sometimes you have to be honest. And that's where the tough love get in, because when you be honest, and sometimes, people, your friends, especially us females, we be like, I didn't want you to say that. I wanted you to be on my side, but sometimes like, correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm at that point where now I'm taking, because at first I never could take correct criticism. It took me a while to get it. Like, I think when I got into college, it was like, okay, I gotta take this, because I never forget, like, just dealing with women professors, and they would tell me straight up, like, hey, blah, 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 blah. You want to do this, you want to do that. You can't go in there, you can't be shy. You got to get yourself together. And from that moment, I took communications class. When I was in community college, it helped me, and me being able to speak to people and things like that, it helped. So, having that foundation when it comes to sisterhood, being able to have emotional support is needed, especially when it comes to the big or small things that we go through. But most of the time, we have to be honest. And then sometimes it's like, I was like, dang, I don't want to sugarcoat this, but damn, how can I put this? Because at times, like I said, when you build that bond, like when you build a bond, it's like, okay, I can say what I want to say because you understand me. But like I say, I'm the motherly type friend, but I'm also like, we're going to have a good time. I'm going to look out for you and stuff. But I'm also that friend, like, that involves with a mom is, we're going to have a good time. We're going to hang, but I'm also going to tell you the real. I'm also going to let you know, like, look, sis, if you're not doing good, you need help, I'm here. Don't hesitate. But if you're, messing up, I'm be like, look, sis, you messing up, right? Like, I'm going to tell you. I'm like, sis, you messing up. Like, you slipping. That crown little tipping. Like, that crown tip, what you doing? And having older women in my life, too, that helped me a lot, because they were always on top of me. Like, they were on top of everything that I have going on. Like, with school, my emotions and things like that. But like, look, use your words. And it's so crazy, because I tell my students that, like, use your words. Because, sometimes when we were younger, we would whine. My mother would be like, don't whine, because nobody going to understand you. Take a deep breath and use your words. Y'all, every time I used to get mad when mother would be doing that, I'm like, I'm young. It takes time. But now I'm like, I understand, because, using your words, and because your word is power. Your words are power. And you don't know how much of your words can make a difference. And having that support group, from women is very, very amazing. Because, like, within my sister group, at first, like, I really wouldn't say much until, like, I warmed up, like, okay, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And it's like, wow, these people really deal with me. Because I'm like, I was very, very scared, y'all. Like, I was like, I'm about to join a sisterhood. I don't really have a lot of female friends. And I told myself I do want more female friends. But I just don't know. Because you never, like, I always be like, you never know how the vibe may go. But I'll say, y'all, we have not had no arguments. Within the sister group, we have not had arguments at all. At all. Like, it's been nothing but amazing vibes, a good time, everything. Same thing with my friend group that I had, that I have bond with over the semesters at my university. We haven't had any arguments. Like, at times, arguments are going to happen, but not like them real, real bad fallout arguments. We all had those. You might have those with your best friend, your sister, your aunties. You might have those, but y'all want to get it together, right? And I did have some situations like that with some of the people that I used to be cool with and very, very close with. But it's okay, because I'm big on, it's no love lost, because I still love you to the end. Regardless if we don't talk a lot or whatever things may go, we're still sisters. Like, I still look at you as my sister or whatever the case may be, because you empowered me, and and I empowered you in some type of way. You know, like I said too, regardless if y'all do or do not talk to each other, just know, like, whatever you're going through something, you got to think of who was there for you, especially within the community. Who was there for you? Who, you know, who helped you through thick and thin, and who uplifted you and things like that. So we talked about emotions. It was another one I want to talk about in here. So creating the opportunity for growth and success. Being able to have sisters and be a part of a sister group or be a part of a women's organization and things like that helps you upbring you within your personal and professional life is very needed, especially when it comes to professional life. Having that livelihood of having someone or more than one person that are women, more than one people helping you get yourself together that are women who've been through things like that, or who know people, resource, things like that, to help you with your personal and professional life is key. Being able to have someone that is willing to help you, especially on a professional level, is very, very needed. Like sororities, they are sisters, but they also help you through personal and professional. And they also help you in all different types of areas in life. So I like how sororities go. Also, like with my sister group and my friendship that I have with the women that I have created bonds with at my school. And my best friend, my mom, my aunts, whatever the case may be. We all helped each other within personal aspects. If someone's not, somebody in need of employment, I'm like, what's your field? What you looking into? Whatever. I make connections. Just being able to look out for one another is very, very key, especially when it comes to empowerment within a community of women. You have to make sure that we feel, we all need to feel welcome. We all need to have that sense of feeling warm and also feeling like we're appreciated. Because like I said too, for me, it took me a while to even want to make female friends again, because I was just like, I don't know how we go. But at times, like I tell my students too, some things we not even going to remember. Some things we do remember, sometimes we might not. But at the end of the day, you will never forget that person that looked out for you. You will never forget that person that stood up for you. You'll just never forget the person that was there for you at the lowest times and you never expected. And the crazy thing is, y'all, strangers will turn into your sisters in a blink of an eye. Like I met so many people, so many females through Instagram, and come to find out I was in places with them and I never knew it. Like going to school with them, never knew it. She may know someone I know, or I may know someone she know. Like, just having those connections is so crazy. But you be like, dang, I never knew this girl. Now, she my sis or whatever. And she there for me and I'm always there for her. And it's not taken for granted. Like, we there for each other. Having that foundation of building that bond, and then with more females that we know, and we come together and we make this community for us to empower each other is very, very important, y'all. And I say all the time, shout out to my sister group, my friends, my best friend, my mom, my aunties, my little sister, even too, for just being there for me and me being there for them. I appreciate them because it takes a lot to be there for a person, especially on a personal level. At times, y'all, through certain situations that go on in my life, like if I'm having a bad time, and also my supervisor, y'all, I got to give it to my supervisor too, because she helped me, as well as my professors. So just having women in your life, to all the women that I've seen within my educational life, from like pre-K all the way up to college, I think I have more women that were educators than men. And they all empowered me in some type of shape and form, y'all. Especially within college, it woke my eyes up so much. When I went to community college, it was only two female professors I had that looked like me. And it was just like, wow. And then I started to have other professors, women professors, but I never got to see them in person. And the crazy thing was, online, we would email each other online. When I went to at Morgan, a class I was taking, the professor, she was an older female, didn't know me from Adam and Eve, but I would email her because I'm real big on emailing professors and getting a feel and let them know who I am, stuff like that. We would email here and there, just letting her know, keeping her updated with certain stuff, because I had an issue in one of my classes and I had to drop it, but it didn't affect me. she's this lady that know me from a can of paint, and she was just like, I want you to do this and do this type of study, but I couldn't do it because of my age. And she was like, oh my gosh, I just love having this conversation with you, and you just doing what you do. I'm like, I wish you were the age requirement, because this study would help you, and also it would teach me a few things and things like that. So making connections, y'all, is one big thing too. Like, having that foundation of having people in your corner to just, oh my gosh, y'all, like, this topic is very, very, like, it hits a spot to me, because we need each other. Like, we need to be able to uplift each other, help each other when we down, and also just be there through thick and thin. We go through things in life, and it's like things we cannot control. And we all have to realize that, we go through these things, but we're not alone. At that moment of dealing with a situation, yeah, but knowing support when it comes to those sisters that stick together, that make up one big family, like the Cheetah Girl said, your problem is my problem. Your victory is my victory. We're going to give each other our flowers, and we're going to be there for each other when things are going rough. And that's who I am, and I stand on that. Even for my students, I tell them all the time, you have to be nice to each other, because you never know who you may need in life, and you never know how much y'all become sisters, besties, whatever, to the end. Because y'all, I'm telling you now, you can go to school with people, y'all may have say, hey girl, stuff like that, and then after school, whatever, y'all become the best of friends, or y'all become like real good sisters and everything. Like, trust me, I'm experiencing it now. So just being able to have sisters that are there for you and to empower you and to help you grow is an amazing thing, y'all. Just having people that's there to help uplift you, especially mentally, physically, socially, wellness, all that. Like, we need it, because we need each other. I don't like to tear down women, because when we tear down each other, it's like, I'm tearing down a woman. Now, how would I feel? This is where empathy comes into play. And I put myself in that person's shoes. I can't do that. And I always think like that, especially in the social work world. Empathy is a big one. There's a big thing that we play by. Like, you have to put yourself in that person's shoes, and then you got to see how you would feel, and then connecting to how the person feels. So I think that way within not even just women my age, older women, younger women, and younger girls. I have a little sister. So, me and her go at it like cats and dogs sometimes, but I also had to think like, bro. I also got to think like, sis. I said bro because that's what she be saying. She be like, come on, bro. But I be like, I'm not your bro. But it's a lingo. So I'm like, I ain't even gonna get mad. But I be like, sis, why are you doing this? And I say that to her, and she be like, it be little stuff, y'all. I promise y'all, it's just so little. We got a 6 age gap. Like, like the 6 years age gap for us. So yeah. But it's normal. But also too, like with my students, it's a big age gap, y'all. I think it's like, I don't even want to know, but it's a big age gap with them. And I be telling them too, like, I've had to think, I'm like, I can't snap on her. But when you build those relationships, you're like, okay. You be like, okay, now you know better. But I always have to tie. You always have to tie in that empathy, but you also got to remember too, they're younger, so they getting used to it. But it's never too young to teach. They're never too young to get taught something that is very valuable. So by having that support is needed. Also having those resources, like resources is a big thing, like education. If I'm in the field that you want to be in, or I know people that are in the field that you desire to be in, baby, I'm gonna give you this connection. Sis, baby sis, big sis, I'm gonna give you this connection. Especially healthcare. If I know people too that's in the profession of healthcare, or I can give you resources on what I'm doing, well, what plan I'm on for healthcare, like dental, medical, whatever you need, I'm gonna help you. That's where community starts. And also job training. If I gotta, if you want me to help you have a mock trial, I can help you. You want me to help you with your projects, you want me to help with schoolwork, you want me to help you prepare for a job, find clothes, whatever. That's what sisterhood is about. Helping each other and being there for each other. it's not always about, oh my gosh, she only called me for help. No, you can also be there for each other to have a good time. Sisterhood is very important. Having girls' days is very important too. Sister day, girl day, whatever y'all want to define it as, take it and do it, because we need each other and we need to empower each other in every which way is possible. Whoever you ride or die, whatever, love on them, appreciate them for what they do. And also don't be afraid to meet new people and even join those groups that are, sister groups, or create your own. Take it from someone that was scared to death to be in one. And now I got sisters for life that I still check up on, even if we're not in the group chat. I'm like, hey sis, what's going on? You all right? And same thing is vice versa, as well as within school. I never thought that I would make friends in school, because I was always the type of person in college, like, look, because in my first university, I was like, look, go to school, do the work, get what you got to do, go home, do the work, and go to work, and repeat. But then I'm like, okay, I go to a HBCU. It's impossible to be alone. It's impossible. You can be alone all you want, baby. Someone's going to creep up on you and start a conversation. And I love a good conversation. Once the conversation goes, your vibe, sis, hey, and we become the best of friends. Like I do have like really good friends. So shout out to them. Love y'all dearly. Y'all will see them soon as well. So like, I just like, oh my God, y'all, this topic just really hits the spot, because when I was doing the typing, I'm like, I said, yeah, the note's going to be short, because I know I'm going to be running my mouth, because this really like puts a soft spot in my heart. It's a real soft spot, because this really is what I stand for. Empowering each other, and also having that sisterhood and just learning from each other, because as a community of women, we need to empower each other and also set a good example for the younger generation, because they're looking at us. And if we wilding out and just calling each other all types of names, they're going to do the same thing. So we got to take control of letting them know, like, look, that's not good. You got to know when it's a joke and when it's not. And whenever else happens, but yes. So number 3, when do women most need community support, and how can those moments shape their empowerment journey? So like I said, Whitney Houston said, I don't want to mess it up, y'all, but the part that like in the song, she said, thick and thin is very, very important. So thick and thin, you need sisters. You need your sisters to be thick and thin. Whew. Going back to Waiting to Exhale. Y'all just gotta watch Waiting to Exhale. Like, that's my favorite movie within. Y'all, I think I'm gonna watch it after I record. After this, I think I'm gonna watch Waiting to Exhale. I don't know. Don't get me started. But Waiting to Exhale pointed out, like, your friendships stay together thick and thin. Regardless of what's going on in your life, what's going on in my life, we still gonna be there for each other. So when it comes to offering women in need of support from her community during major life transformations, such as a career change, motherhood, or a personal crisis, women can benefit greatly from a supportive community within engagements, advice, and actual help during these challenges. As women begin on their empowerment journey, these experiences provide opportunities for them to lean on their support, network, and develop resilience in reinforcing the benefits that they're not alone. So, career change is a big one, because like I mentioned too, I have a sister that I met through the sister group, and she had a career change, and it was so crazy how we all, like, when she told us her career change, we all was like, okay, I know someone in this area, or I seen this job on Indeed or on Google. It was like, wow, we all came together in a mind y'all, this is an iMessage, so it was a group chat. She said that, mind y'all, it took me a minute to save everybody's number, because, we just popped in and text. And then we started to do FaceTime months after we met each other in June, which was crazy. So it'll make a year since I knew all of them. Well, some of them. It'll make a year since I knew some of them. And I know one of them really well because she did my lashes. And we became really good sisters. Like, since then, we became really good sisters. I met her through my cousin. So shout out to all of y'all. Like, shout out to all the sisters out there and things like that. But it's crazy because that's a good story to impact with a career change, because one of the sisters that I became really, really close with, she said she's doing her career change, and we all pitched in and helped her in the resources. She used them. And you know, sometimes when you look for jobs, some want you and some don't, but she was able to get a job within one of those resources that we helped her with. So that was a really big thing, and that was so amazing. Motherhood. Now, y'all, I don't have any friends that are mothers that I know of that like just had kids, but I have older friends too. Also, as a few of them in the sister group that have children, but they're not babies, like they're older. So at that moment, like I always wanted to experience my friend going through motherhood. And the reason why is because it's like, wow, I really can sit here and observe and be in the presence of, dang, my sis, my good friend or whatever is having a child. And it's like, a mother needs all the support that she could get, especially within raising a child. You know what I'm saying? It takes a village to raise a child. That's very true, because it takes a village to raise a child, even inside or outside. Outside meaning like the school resources, maybe, you know, friends that turn into the inside source, like family. So, you know, kinship, you know, that's my auntie, but it's really not, because that's my mother's best friend. But regardless, she's my aunt because she been in my life since day one, and things like that. My godmother, all stuff like that. So I don't have a friend that has a child. Like I know I have a few associates that we may turn into friends that have babies, but I don't, like, as of right now, like my close friends, no. I'm waiting on them to have a child, but I'm not rushing. You know, auntie's not rushing, but yes, in general, when it comes to anything, no matter how big or small it is, within motherhood, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a village to raise a child, and also a mother needs all the support that she can get through like trimesters, things like that. Like, they need all the support in the world. And it's very, very, I feel like that's one thing too that brings a lot of people together, especially females, within like the mom, the grandmom, and everything like that, because like, wow, it's a beautiful moment, and you're helping me, you're guiding me, and you're there as my support within this time, because it's a beautiful blessing. This is a beautiful gift that, you know, it's like, we all don't know the roadmaps to certain, we don't have a roadmap to certain stuff like parenting. Like, you know, sometimes we don't have manuals and stuff. Sometimes we just go with the flow, or we just gotta go off the dome, or go off of what we know, and then, you know, have our sisters or whatever, mothers and things like that, help us, mothers, grandmothers, aunties, whatever, help us pave the way, because it's hard, but having that support is such a beautiful thing. And once you have that support, it's like, oh my gosh, they got a lot of aunties, godmothers, all that. So motherhood is a beautiful thing, y'all. I've never have like absorbed it. I'm not a mom myself. I'm not a mom. But like, I just can't wait to the day that one of my sisters be like, hey, I'm pregnant. I'll be like, yes, I'm about to be an auntie. But until then, all the mothers that I do know, and from their experience, they told me like, all of them, they said that they had support systems. They had other females in their life that helped support them, even if they're not blood related or not. Like I said, having the support from other women is very important and crucial, because it's needed, and they build trust. So like, you know, as the child got older, you know, that became their auntie or their godmother, whatever the case may be. Like, they can go with her and they spend time with her. Like, that's one of their biggest supporters, etc., etc. Personal crisis. Oh my gosh, y'all. Personal crisis. When I think of personal crisis and over the time in school, because, you know, by me being a social worker, when we think of crisis, we think of like things of like, well, in the social work world, within crisis, think of things that are like harm. And within, you know, also within us women, you know, harm, and I don't like really talk about it, but it's true, is like violence. Any type of violence, I say accidents and things like that is needed. Getting yourself back together. So if you went through something that was domestic, accidents like car accidents or crisis, when you had those moments like you don't want to be here, that's like within the social work world, trying to do harm to yourself or to others, things like that. Whew, this one right here, y'all, is really, really, I'm trying to keep it real short because it's really emotional to me. I don't like when my friends say that they feel depressed or they feel like they're about to attempt to do something, because I'm quick to be like, okay, where are you? Can we talk? Or like if we're near each other, like if like my best friend, she lives right around the corner, but she stays on campus. So she's off campus, I meant. So she's not at her home residence. She's at the school residence somewhere else. So for example, like if she's going through something, I gotta see, okay, is she home or is she at her dorm? I've never been to the new dorm, but I'm like, if something really, really go off, I'm gonna have to, just be like, I'm pulling up, we gonna get this together. Because things like that, y'all, you need to be there in open arms and on the front line when it comes to personal crisis. And sisterhood plays a very, very key role, because we all need each other. Like I said, y'all, we all need each other. We need each other through thick and thin. I don't care how big or small it is. If you know you cannot go through this alone, call your sister. Call your sister, your friend, whatever you want to call her. Call that woman or that group of women in your life to help you, because it's needed. I don't care how big or small it is, y'all. Like, I can think of so many times where I was in need. My mama was there, of course. My mother was there. My best friend was there. The friends and stuff that I have now, or friends that I had, we might have fell out, but we're still cool. But from a distance, whatever the case may be, I can think of those moments, and I can think of times where I was there for people as well. That's where empathy come into play as well, again too. So, just being there for your sisters when they're going through, when they need that community support. And how can we shape in them? Whatever shape or form we can empower each other is needed, because we all go through things. And sometimes we have stories that they're going through, or stories that they may had in the past, and they can help you. Like, you never know who can help who, especially within having that community of women, sisterhood, whatever you want to call it. Just being able to bounce ideas and listen to each other's stories is like, wow. I always, sometimes situations I went through, I was like, I always thought that I never would thought an older one would go through this. But when older people say, you young, I'm older than you, so I've been through these things. And it's true. Like, because even with my students, if I done been in middle school and I deal with elementary too here and there, the stories that they say, I'm like, oh my gosh, I never thought that they would go through this, because I went through it at the same time or at an earlier or later time. So support is needed within everything. Be there on the front line as much as possible, but also show your gratitude, your empathy, and most of all, your patience, and also build relationships based off of trust. Okay? So 4, where can women find or create safe spaces that fosters engagement, mentorships, and leaderships? So like I mentioned too, like for me, my sister group, it was on iMessage. Then it got bigger. It grew bigger. Like the group, it formatted bigger. Like we got bigger. We expanded. We had to go to group meet. That's how bad it was. For my friends on campus, my very, very close friends, it was just 2 of us, I believe. And then, no, I think it was 3. Then we became 4. And we also have I have other friends too. We're not as close, but we're close. If I see, I'm like, hey sis, how you doing? What's up? Like, and my major is full of girls. Like, I want to say between 5 to 10% of men, but it's mainly women. So most of us had class with each other they may have class with each other since the beginning of their freshman year. I came in after I graduated, so I was a junior. And then when I got into the program, I was a junior and a senior, which I was a senior for the school itself, but for my program, I was still considered a junior. So once I start seeing them and stuff, I'm like, look, I see her, me and her got a vibe, or me and these group of females, because some, even though at times you might not even form relationships and probably till the end of whatever. Like, I formed a lot of them within high school towards the end of the year, but I've grown a lot during the school year. So you never know. And just being a very good person, being nice, having a soft spot, being sweet, things like that, you never know how that can impact a person if they don't, you never know how that can impact someone without them telling you. Once they tell you, you're like, wow, because like, I never thought I could put an impact onto so many females in my major. Like, I never thought that, like, when they text me, like, they ask me questions about assignments and stuff, I'd be like, it'd be crazy, y'all. Sometimes they text me at the earliest or latest hours, and I'll be up, be like, sometimes I'd be like, I know this child ain't up. I'd be like, I know this child ain't up, because some of them are parents. But I'd be like, I know she ain't up at this time. I'm like, hold up. The baby probably still up, whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. But sometimes I'll be like, hold up, I know you ain't up, because, it's a weekend. Weekends, you want to have a good time, you want to relax. And I was like, wow. But whatever the case may be, I don't care what time it is, what day it is. I'll be like, look, I'm here to help you. And if I don't get back to you right away, I'm going to let you know, like, what happened and stuff, but things like that. But being able to show the type of person that you are, just being friendly and things like that, it really builds a really good friendship, especially within females, because it's needed with this community. It's needed. So when it comes to creating a safe space, you have online and you have in person. So for my sister group, it started online, then in person within the events, parties, going out and stuff. I did cut back on events because, like, I always, when there's certain events, I couldn't make it, but I also, be like, hey, I can't make it, or I let them know in the loop. But I also still can, keep in contact, and we all understand each other because we all are busy. We're going through life, and some of us are in school. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I want to say 4 or 5 of us is in school. All of us are working. Well, you know what? It's crazy. One of the sisters I just thought of that. One of my sisters in the sister group is having a baby, but she's not where I'm at. I'm in Baltimore. She's not in Baltimore. I forgot where she at, y'all. So it's hard for us to see her, but she keep us updated on the baby and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, just having communities online is a good one. Like Instagram, let me say Facebook. Facebook is a really good place to start having those groups impacted with women, because I'm in a few of them. Like, I'm in one impacting women, I think, of success. Women is a few of them I'm in. And like the positive quotes, aspirations, that's my joint. That's my crank right there. As my supervisor would say, that's what you like. That inspiration, empowerment and stuff. That's your crank. So stuff like that empowers me, because that's just who I am, and that's what I live by. And just me telling myself those things here and there, because it helps uplift me. Because sometimes we all need that. We all need that push. And also giving that to our sisters is needed too. Like letting your sisters know, girl, I'm here for you. You might be going through a moment right now, but remember, you are strong. You are amazing. You're brilliant. Things like that. So I'm that type of person. That's why they call me the mother of the group. But also, like, having those foundations, like, online. Like, I met some people online. In person, like, in schools, working. I met some people, like, my last job I was working with in person, because now I work through at home. But then my internship is, like, still a little something. My last job I had, working at the shoe store, most of us females all went to the same school. We all went to the same university. We still go there. And it was crazy, because, like, at one point in time, we was like, it's so many boys. And then the boys started leaving, and then it was more girls. It was like, it's too many girls. But then it's like, when we all worked on a shift, it was amazing. Yes, we had a little kitty bull arguments, but they be over dumb stuff. Like, y'all, we worked in a shoe store. Sometimes, it'd be that time of the month. Everybody all cranky. And sometimes, y'all, you don't know what's the new term? Bluetooth who? Because he'd be like, you getting mad at me? But it's crazy, because, like, at the end of the day, we all have little kitty fights. At the end of the day, and in that shift, we still come out laughing, kiki ha ha. So, like, you can build relationships anywhere, like literally anywhere. I built most of them from school, working, especially working within populations with older people. Y'all, I have a lot of older friends. Like, I have friends older than my mama, and she has friends older than her mama. So you'll be surprised, like, just having these creating these safe spaces that fosters like encouragement, mentorship, and leadership is very, very like, whoa, like, how is this possible? But on my notes, I have local women's group as well as online communities focuses on empowerment can provide women with safe spaces. That's very important. Having a safe space is very important because that lets a woman know, like, hey, whatever I say, they not going to tell nobody. I don't have to worry about, getting back to this person or being posted online, or if her and I get into a fight and she used it against me. Like, this is my safe space. Whatever I say, is safe. Like, nobody can take that away from me or clown me. Networking events, that's a really big, like, networking, because, like, I dipped and dabbled in a couple of them. And, yeah, you'd be surprised who you will be cool with. Leadership programs and workshops also are exciting platforms for women to connect with others who share their goals and values. School, churches, communities, centers are often safe places that encourages collaboration and mutual support. Women create environments where they can freely share their experiences and receive grace by building these spaces or joining existing ones. So, like I said, for me, school's a big one. For most people, like older women, church was one. The neighborhood too. Shoot, growing up in my neighborhood, a lot of people I went to school with, they lived in my neighborhood or around the corner. Like, we all lived in the neighborhood. But like I said too, it was mostly boys. So it was every so rare for the girls. But then, like, the girls started coming out because you find out one girl live here, one girl there. But then you gotta also be careful, I was like, I'm a good girl. I can't be with the bad girls. But we all still need to come together. But we live and we learn, there's nothing wrong. Sometimes you gotta be a little bad, but you don't want to be too bad. But that's when I was younger, y'all. But the neighborhood for me growing up was one thing too. Neighborhood and school was big ones. Now I'm older too. Working is a very good environment too. Like I said, I have a lot of older I have a lot of older women that I became friends with, but I label them as mamas, grandmamas, aunties. Like, one of my friends now, I don't really consider her as, because, like, it'd be funny when you say friend. I'm like, no, she's the mama. Like, she gives me mama vibes. Like, I don't say classmate friend. Like, no, that's mama. That's mama such and such. Like, grandma such and such, auntie such and such. Like, you'd be like, I can't call her my friend. I gotta give her auntie or something. And they be like DC, granddaughter, whatever. And I'd be like, yeah, because learning from them too, I learned a lot from them too, just by having conversations with them. And when I had conversations with them, they were like on older levels, like older conversations that you'd be like, whoa, it prepared you. So also the community, having those, like, where they have them pop-up shops and stuff too. You can meet women there. I know at universities, colleges, they have organizations that focus with women. Majors, like my major too, like my major's full of women. Like, it's like a 5 to 10-15% range, I want to say, of men. And my class is very short. I think it's like 45 or 40 of us for BSW. It's not a lot of us. And just building those safe spaces that fosters that mentorship, leadership, and support is very important, because we all need that. It'd be so crazy how you meet these people. Like I said, like me working in like the nursing home, that's where it started for me, for older people and for older women, because I'd be like, wow. Like, I was like, I'm scared. Because, like, I'm like, they older than me. They going to look at me like, oh, you a little girl. But they looked at me just as much as they looked at everyone else and each other. Even though, like I said, every sisterhood, friendship, relationship with other females, you have your little kitty fights. But in the end, it's like, that's my girl for life. Like, that's my sis for life. Like, whatever we go through, it's so minor. Like, we're going to bounce big. And sometimes we have those moments where we go through, things that we didn't want to expect, but you also come back. That's why it's good to, I'm big on, if things, like, if a fallout happens, I make sure we still on good terms. I don't do the posting. No, we're going to talk about this like women. We're going to see what we're going to do. If we got to take a break and reframe, regroup, I'm here for it, sis. But I'm going to let you know one thing. I'm never, ever, ever going to not stop caring about you because we were friends or whatever we identify ourselves as. And that's to the end. Even if we don't talk to each other every day or whatever, you're still my sister. You're still my friend, whatever. And I still care for you. And that's why it's important to build these communities where it's either on platforms or in person or whatever the case may be, to love on one another, let them know you hear from them, and appreciate each other while y'all still here. And lastly, why is community involvement essential for breaking down barriers and promoting lasting empowerment for women? So building a sense of unity and collaborating actions through community involvement is crucial for breaking down barriers. By unity, women can address symptomatical challenges like unequal access to opportunities or discrimination more effectively and effective. The collaborative voices of a community is crucial for advocating in social change. Participating in or building strong support communities can not only enhance women's personal growth, but also contribute to broad shifts towards gender equality in society as a whole. So like I say, I have friends, y'all, when my first high school I went to, I had female friends from all different backgrounds that you never thought you would meet in life. And like I said, we were close and we still have a connection. Like, even though it might not be still close, but like if I would see her in person or Instagram, you'd be like, dang, like y'all never left. And that's who I am. So building relationships with women from all over, different ages and backgrounds, is crucial. It's important to me. I feel like it's very, very important to have, and you never know who will be in your life forever. Yes, we have those moments where, we get distant, but if I was to see you, I'm going to remember everything. We're going to pick up like we never left. And just having that sense of building a unity and having a sense of collecting acts for each other is very important. And that's why within women's history, you see that a lot of women came together to fight for things that they believed in because they built a community. And once they built that community, they sat down, broke down everything they want, and they empowered each other. And some of them empowered the shy women to get out there on the front line. Like, you don't know how, like, the strongest women were empowered by the ones that were scared.